Yooda. Y'all already know what time it is.
I'm liking it. You can tell that the people in here are about art, entertainment, writing. It's not your normal kind of vibe. You just know when you're around the people, right? So this is Yooda. Yooda is an international recording artist. He comes from the soil of Miami. So roots, you know what I'm saying? It's roots in the building. He also comes from a brother who is big in the entertainment business. We all know that he lost a brother this year. We don't know Shake is with us right now. We know he is, and that's what's up. We know that's what's pushing us, right? Yes. So, I'm here.
Awesome, welcome. So Yooda, tell us about who you are. Or you should say who DJ.
Well, she pretty much introduced me, but I'm Yooda, international recording artist. I've been in the game for, let's see, 25, so 20 years now. Just grinding, keeping my head down, staying out the way, creating my own sound, not sounding like nobody else, helping plenty of people along the way. I'm just here to help, that's all.
Oh, thank you, and welcome to the plug. So, Diva J, how does the name Diva J come to play?
I think that name came because I was assertive. I asked for things, and when I asked for things, I mean, like, I need those things. Or you behave in a way where your energy comes across that way, and people just assume that about you. And diva comes from an Italian word, right? And that's the highest of the opera, the person that leads the opera, controls the way the sound goes, talks to the choreographer, the artist. So in our communities, that name is looked upon as a bad thing, because if you are assertive, if you know who you are and you stand in that place, then you're a diva, and that's a bad thing. That's not a good thing in my community. So on purpose, diva, and J comes from the person who manages me, because prior to Diva J, I was known as the Big E on a show called Love on the Aisle. So rebranding, and somebody who manages me said we should just add the J.
Nice. So how does Diva J influence the music and the artists you manage?
I think influencing is a huge responsibility. And I think that that's a responsibility that is placed on maybe people that don't even want to carry that. So I think I would say that instead of influencing, I would say I want people to learn from my mistakes, and I want them to be mentored into that. I want them to be able to make their own mistakes and get their own rewards. I don't want to be an influencer.
So I will rephrase and retake that influencer back.
You know what? For me, influencer, not that. I know I love the question, but and I get it. But for me, when I hear influencer, I think of Instagram. I think of TikTok. I think of that's what it means now.
Okay, so how is you impact an artist on his or her journey as they are trying to accomplish their dreams? What is Diva J contribute towards their goals?
I contribute, if you are on my team and I manage you, you somehow end up becoming my family. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's different when you work for your family, it's harder. When you work for your family than when you work for a stranger, right? Mm-hmm. The impact I feel that I've made is I've let all the artists that I manage be themselves, which is a rare thing in entertainment. The first thing they tell you when you walk into a record company to sign a record is they tell you what they want from you. We like this song, but it'd be better if you did it in such and such and such. My impact is allowing the artists to fully embrace whatever that thing is that makes them themselves.
That is amazing. Now, Yooda, Tell us a little bit why, how you come about music. When was it first age, or when you first start your love music and this is your passion?
Well, I started writing at 5. I grew up listening to the Isley Brothers, Michael Jackson, New Edition. You know, originally I wanted to be a singer, but by the time I hit 12 to 14, my voice changed and singing was out of the question. I just happened to have a brother who was in a group of mine called Piccolo, and he was rapping, and then I just ended up following in his footsteps.
Awesome. So, what are your fondest moments as being an artist?
I would say my first international show in Ocho Rios, Jamaica at Kite Fest. Just the crowd reaction. That was the first time I was there, and it was just nothing but love.
Okay, so is good? Oh, okay. Thank you. So performing international.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, what's that experience on that stage looking out and you see all of those fans screaming for your music?
To be honest, like, I didn't see anybody. To be honest, it's because when I'm on stage, I zone out. Like, I'm in Yooda's world when I'm on stage. So everything in the audience becomes a blur to me. And then it's not till after I'm walking off and I turn around and look and realize exactly how many people is actually out there.
You know, this is so interesting is that a lot of artists find their courage or personality in performing, because to go on that stage to perform to millions of strangers is not easy. So you touch upon a little bit how you address going on that stage. Could you elaborate more so that other artists say, how did you develop that technique?
I've always been the black sheep in my family, so I've always been the one to don't do this, do that, and I do it. So getting on stage for me was, I always had people say, you can't do that. You can't perform, or you can't write this, and you can't write that, and I'm always like, all right, watch me.
And you did it.
And I did it.
Nice. Now, Diva J, do you have do you have an artist that you want to, okay, let me rephrase this. I need help with some questions.
Impact.
Okay, I'm Harry. As a budding recording studio engineer, I've been doing music for a very long time. What is it that you as an artist, when you walk into the studio, that you have an expectation of what you're going to accomplish that day? And what do you expect from your engineer or from that recording studio?
Well, me personally, I rehearse my music before I even get to the studio, because it's a business at the end of the day. So I'm making sure that I got all my I's dotted, my T's crossed, and I go over the song back and forth until I remember it. And guess what? You still gonna mess up when you get in there. But you just gotta approach it with a business mind state, but have fun at the same time. And as far as what I expect from the engineer, just to work with me. Like, we get an understanding of how you work, how I work, and then we just make it cohesive.
I have a question.
Yeah, we can open up.
Yeah, what are some of your questions?
Young people are highly influenced. They're like a sponge. They pick up. So what is your message? What is your impact on young people? What is the message you're
For me?
Yes.
Oh, well, for me, me personally, I have a demographic. I'm not telling my age. I'm 43. So I'm speaking to people around my age that can relate to the things that came up in the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s. But if my message relates to the younger generation, by well meaning, but I'm speaking on situations that happen like the Marriott Boatlift, the McDuffie riots, things that impacted the city of Miami, things that impact life period, 9/11, Katrina, things that actually happen is what I speak on. I don't glorify the street life. Yeah, I came from that, but that's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, you graduate, and as you get older, you have to elevate yourself away from certain things and put out a positive message.
Awesome. And how do you keep up with technology? Because social media technology has really transformed the music business. So being in the music industry, how do you keep up with it?
Well, when I started in this music business, there was no internet. So I was at the forefront of when the internet started. So I learned from the jump, working with computers, the new software, the DAWs for recording studios. I was back when they was using ADAX. A lot of people don't know what that is, but you just have to evolve with the times. It's technology ain't going nowhere, so you have to learn it. You have to understand what you're doing, and you also need to learn what's going on in the studio. Don't just sit there and be on your phone while the engineer is working. Ask some questions, because you need to know, okay, I want my ad-libs to sound like this, or my lead vocals to sound like this. Turn my background down a little bit. You gotta know those things that you want, but you gotta understand what's going on the board to do that.
Awesome. Diva J, I know you've been in the business, the media, TV, podcast, radio, the all. So you see the transformation in social media. How do you keep up and ahead of the trend, and how do you assist the artists you manage, making sure that they are relevant with time?
I think that with social media and the way that it is, somebody can say something, and by the click, you're famous, right? We have TikTok. We all see what TikTok has done for our communities, right? So even with each platform, you have to study the platforms. You have to understand that the demographics of Facebook is not the same demographic as TikTok or Instagram. You have to understand the algorithm, the time. You have to be Google literate to know how to get your artist's name out there and how to take things off the internet about your artist that you don't want the public to know.
Ooh.
Right? So you have to, what we call in the industry, scrub the internet. Right? So that's what Kim Kardashian's mom did. Right? So like, there's no, you can't go on the internet and find certain things if you have somebody in your life or you know how to work the ground. Now, to stay in touch with that, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and all the social medias that we have actually have universities for free. Or you can become Google certified by going on Google and taking their classes and become Google certified.
Great information. So,
You have a question?
I'm also a prophet. With an artist. Sorry, that's a little loud.
That's good, that's good. We're gonna take the first one,
But
Prophet.
I can feel his energy, and I just wanted to know, forget everything. Forget the Googles and the money and this and that. The love, the art of doing music. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you this. What is 2 of your favorite songs you did all your life?
My favorite 2 songs, one is called Amazing, that I wrote about my wife. That's my #1 song. I wrote that, could have been 2013. It was after my daughters were born. And my other favorite song is Black Roses, which is a rendition of Barrington Levy's song.
I'm not gonna lie, I love the titles. What's your son?
My son, I'm a Taurus.
Curry's? Oh, Taurus.
Yeah, I'm a Taurus. Monday.
You're reading the room though. He's reading the room. You see that? He's reading it.
Okay, can I ask you a little question? Okay, so what advice can you give to an upcoming artist that's trying to get out into the big business?
I would say be you. Don't write music that you hear on the radio, because that's what worked for that artist. Now, yes, you would hear songs on the radio that sound like this other song and that person's making it, but there's no longevity there.
Can I ask her a question? So I wanted to ask you advice. What can you give me as advice? Because I'm an upcoming artist and I wanted to get advice from the real artists out here that's really out here doing the business. Like, can you give me a little example?
What
advice?
is your artist name?
My name is Crybaby.
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 Crybaby. Crybaby. What's up, Crybaby?
What's up?
Right. So the advice that I would give to you is exactly what Yooda said. Be yourself. Trendsetters don't start by following trends. They start because they created a trend. And stay in the know of artist development. Make sure that your papers, your management, everything that has to do with you as a name, Crybaby is trademarked. Make sure you follow all of that when you can. It's not something that you have to do. You have to have $25,000 to just do it one time. But make sure your papers are work, you're trademarked, make sure your name is licensed, make sure your logo is licensed, and then once you get to the point where you are going to be signed, don't look at the dotted line. Don't look at the money. Look at what's on the paper and have somebody with you that understands what those laws are in entertainment.
Thank you, ma'am. I would appreciate that advice that you just gave me. I really need it. I'm trying to get out. I really need your advice so I won't make mistakes. Because in the art of being an entertainer and being a rapper, every rapper makes mistakes.
Yes.
And that's what I need a mistake for. Like, if I make a mistake, I can always replace my mistake. I pray to God for the mistake that I've made.
That's
That's what
right.
I'm trying to say. Thank you for your advice, and God bless you, and I love y'all.
What I said about that vibe in this room, that vibe in this room, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You mentioned scrubbing the internet, and I still have a little question on that. Could you give us a little tips? Like for average folks like myself, I don't want to scrub something off the internet. How do you go about doing it?
Well, first you can do it on your own, right? You can do it on your own, but it takes a lot of work. And that answer is on Google in their certifications. It is, and I think that class is free. You only have, I think it's $100 after if you want to continue on, but that first class is free and it's in Google certification, so anybody can do it.
Great. Now, Yooda, what's next for you in South Florida? Are you performing anywhere in South Florida or anywhere else?
Actually, Tuesday we start the 90-day promo for my new album called Fresh Out of Favors. I have 2 singles out on that album right now called Chum and That's Us. That's turning up. So yeah, we got a couple of shows being booked.
Fantastic. Now, what are your next goal after this album as an artist you want to accomplish in the next 6 months, per se?
Book another international tour.
Nice.
That's my main goal.
Well, you do have an international trip coming up.
Yeah, I do. I mean, multiple dates. We're trying to add more dates to that. But also help other artists. That's where I am at right now. Is I have one younger artist, B Mitch, that I'm mentoring, but I'm also looking for a couple more.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, bro?
I got a question for you. I know you're a manager. Do you take on new artists or like give artists like direction who they could talk to about having a manager?
I think that the word manager, a lot of people have different definitions of it, right?
Right.
So when you're a manager, you can be a road manager, you can be an equipment manager, you can be a band manager, right? So in the rap industry, or hip hop or R&B, what has happened is that manager, that one manager, administrative, finance, all of that, becomes somebody that you know, or either somebody that you trust, right? And if you look at the industry in the past, you'll see that my favorite one is Pebbles, right? And TLC. You guys may not know who that is, but that's okay. But that's an example of it. Yes, it's something that blessing forward. If there is an artist, I believe in, I have to believe in you. I'm not about to blow your head up. I'm not about to tell you, oh, this sounds good if I don't like it. I'm not, if you're looking for a yes person.
Ooh, I know that's right.
Because I am an Aquarian.
With a period.
And I'm gonna tell you what it is, and you might not like it. It is what it is. If you want somebody that's gonna give you advice in an honest, loving, truthful way, I am willing to take you on. You have to believe in yourself first though, right? Because you can be an artist and you can be really, really, really talented, but then you turn into a robot. You know, somebody tell you, oh, you gotta do this, or don't do that. It's advice. You tell that person, hey, I think at this spot in your life, you need to change this. You need to be marketing to this. This is what we need to do. My mom used to say, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
Can't make them jump in.
I guess I could ask you a question.
All right, go ahead.
I've been around. I done seen you. I've seen both of y'all. First, I want to ask two questions.
Okay.
Because a lot of people might not know, what's the name Yooda?
So Yooda originates from
Yooda.
from the movie Star Wars, Little Green. That was always my favorite character growing up. And what ended up happening was my original rap name was Fortray, and I didn't like it. My brother's friend gave me that name, and I didn't like it, so I was trying to find a name. And then my DJ who passed away a couple years ago, he was like, "You like Yoda from Star Wars? You just like him. Call yourself Yoda." And it stuck.
I heard you mention Piccolo. That's like my big brother too. And
Piccolo.
I've been around him a couple of times, and I just want to know how it is to be around him on your end, because I know how he is.
Oh, you mean Deslop?
Yeah.
Yeah, Deslop was my brother's bandmate. Deslop was the one who gave me the name Fortune. So growing up with them was fun. Like during their run, I was like 12 and 13, going into clubs, going on tour. So I got to see life early.
Right.
Which is why I'm so laid back now. So, but it was fun.
I've been in the game for a little bit. I did a little bit of everything, from being a cameraman. I've been with a lot of people. I've been an artist myself, producer, manager. I manage a couple people myself right now as well. And if you could do it again, what would you take from this journey that you're already on? If you had to start all over again.
If I had to start over again, what I would do was not listen to the people in the beginning. Like, I did kind of listen to some of the naysayers, because they were close family. You know, people who you trusted, who've been around the whole time. But I was also a hard-headed kid, so But I would tell my younger self, just go harder.
That's what's up. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Stay successful. Keep it pushing. Thanks to you, manager, for all your encouraging words and all that good stuff.
One thing to piggyback off the manager situation, I would say you as an artist, remain an open book. Don't think when you get to a certain level that you can't still grow, or your team can't still influence you. Don't think that because, you may be the breadwinner and you doing this, but you got there because of your team. Remember that, keep your team close.
Awesome. So since you're talking about a team, right? A lot of people always see the artist first. but don't see the behind the scenes. So who are some of your team members?
My manager, Diva J, my wife, Moon. I have a couple of DJs that are on my team. DJ Phoenix is up in Minnesota. DJ Marley is down in Miami. DJ Knucklehead. Couple other people like that on my team. I've known a lot of these people since the beginning of my journey. So, like she said, you become family. Like these people who I trust around my kids. You know, I could leave my kids with them and know when I come back, my kids are the way I left them. You know what I'm saying? So when you're building your team, it has to be someone who you see as family.
Awesome. Diva J, when you come down to the teams and the artists putting that together, it's at times can be challenging. But what are some of your strength, or you see that is a great when you're building that team, or choosing the right people?
I never choose the people find me. And that's something I had to learn the hard way, because I was choosing people and I kept getting kicked in the teeth, and I'm like, well, wait. All I'm trying to do is help. But when you're people, you vibe with your tribe, right? When you get around certain people, you feel a certain type of way. Most of us might push it down or ignore it, but when you get into a place, there is a vibe. You know, oh shoot, I should leave, or oh wait a minute, you know, this is nice.
That intuition, that energy.
Also, see that gentleman right there with the black shirt? Hey Munchie.
Hi, Munchie.
That's another
Big
team
up
member.
yourself, Munchie.
He the one that got the engine running in the background. He like to stay back there, but I'm gonna put him on blast.
Hello, Munchie. Everyone say hi.
The man named Munchie.
Munchie. I wanted to correct you.
Listen. You see, she's on the mic, but let me tell you something. I got to know this young lady a very, very long time ago. My son was about 6 years old. My son is 17 years old now. And we don't stay in touch much, but when we do, it's a beautiful thing. We come together and make magic. But what I want to say is, see the man behind her there? Yeah, that man.
Jerry.
I just want to big up you two, man. You guys really do a good job of supporting each other. And I'm only saying that because we were yelling at Munchie in the back there. And teamwork makes the dream work. And that when I say family, that's what I mean. Because the man in the black shirt, that's my man. Right? So when I say family, I mean family. Moon, a sister, and this young lady here, a sister. So you come together and you make magic, and it's beautiful. I just want to big you two up, man. You guys have been doing it.
I got one more question.
You can have two.
I give him two. I figure I said that. But man, I ain't gonna lie. 'Cause I'm an artist. I feel your energy, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's 24 hours in a day. And as an artist, when you be creative, listening to a beat or whatever, you need to write a song. Remember, it's 24 hours in a day. You probably running around with the kid, running around with the old lady, you gotta go over here, you gotta go over there. Where do you get the time and the mind frame to be like, let me write this song down? Like, what's your process of you doing a song?
Voice recorder. Voice recorder. I'm gonna tell you, I could be in the middle of talking with my son about what he did at practice, or with my daughters, they doing art or something, and the song pop in my head. I'm like, hold on a second. Voice recorder, say it, put it in my pocket, and I go back to doing what I'm doing. Because I have a home studio, so with the voice recorder, I go back, I listen to what I said, and once I do get a moment to get in there, then I go ahead and lay it down.
All right, so man, they say I can answer a second. It's gonna come off the dome, just off of energy, y'all. Off the dome, all right. So, all right, let me ask you this. Damn. What's what's your eating like? You know what I'm saying? Cause I was with a female for 5 years. She had me turn into a Muslim type shit. We ain't together no more. I been eating everything. Bro. Pork chop, eggs, sausages, beef, pork. Like, what's your? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking.
I mean, you see the stomach? I ain't good. You know what I'm saying? I've been married 18 years, so meals come every night. I don't even have to worry about that. You know. I'm gonna say something to the artists in here too. We're finding a mate. Listen, when you find a mate or when you looking for a mate, make sure she loves music. Why I say that is, don't find somebody who's trying to talk to you because you do music. Find somebody who loves music just as much as you do, because if you don't, what's gonna happen is you're gonna keep going up, they're gonna stay down here, you're gonna have clashes. You're gonna have clashes because she wants to do this, but you gotta do that. Now, if she loves music as much as you do, she'll understand what you got going on. And it should be there to support you 100%.
Clap on that.
All right, I do have maybe a more personal question.
Okay.
Earlier in your career, and me working with the artists that I'm working now, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, they come to the studio, they record, and that's it. They're like, okay, I just want to record the music, I'm gonna show it to my friends, and that's it. They almost like seem like they're afraid to put the music out there into the universe for everybody to listen to it. Now, in my many years of doing this, I've met some really talented people that I believe that could have been like some of the greatest to ever do it. But they were so afraid to like show their passion or their music to the world. Did you ever like go through a stage like that, or were you like, nah, this shit is hot, I'm putting it out there?
Man, listen, like I said, when I was 5, I was watching Michael Jackson. I was mimicking Michael Jackson, so I wanted to go sing. I wanted to do these things. So when I first got in the studio, I wanted everybody to hear my song. It was trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was trash. But it was mine. You know what I'm saying? But it made me get better. The more I wrote, the better I got. And now I don't even think about songs now. Like, I just go.
Yeah, Hustle Boy. I want to ask you, like, when you come up with a song, like, do you come up with topics, like, when you would, like, some of your fellas, like, the way we do, when we come in the studio, a lot of times, before we even get there, we already, like, we get together, we look for beats and a lot of things just come off the whip.
Okay.
It's like a natural thing, you know.
So every album that I have put out is a concept. So like this one is called Fresh Out of Favors. The original concept of this album was people fucking you over, and you're just tired of saying yes, 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 yes. So now here's the no's. But when you say the no's, they start acting like this, they start acting like that. So it was that. My previous album was called Dave, which is an acronym for Don't Assume, Demand Everything. But that album was titled with things that happened in Miami-Dade. So I gave you, in that album, a history lesson on Miami-Dade from the first track all the way to the last one. So every project before that was called Hiroshima. Everybody know about the bombing of Pearl Harbor that led to the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So I did an album catering to that, so it gave you history lessons of that. So every time I do a project, it's a lesson.
Awesome. Do you guys have any more questions?
Whoa, just real quick. What was your hardest album? Cause that game, that shit sounded like it's hard.
So I would agree with you that Day was the hardest album until, so I have a good friend named Ghost Rider. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He was signed. He almost signed to JCB, and he wrote on the Crown album for Dr. Dre and everything. So he A&R'd my new project. So when he listened to it, he was like, "I think this is your best work ever." So I haven't listened to them back to back yet to see which ones, but I'm more on the Dave side with you right now. Yeah, it comes out July 21st. The Date album is on streaming service now. Fresh Out of Favor comes out on July 21st.
Okay, so since we're on this,
Oh yeah, pre-sales. They should be available May 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
awesome. How can they purchase your music?
I'm on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Deezer, Amazon, all of them. Or you can go to my website, junkyardentertainment.com, and there's a store there also.
And they can also purchase music directly from you as well, right?
Yes, on the website.
On the website, awesome. So what we can do is later we can post at the website on the plug page. So if you guys are interested, and I know we're supporting our artists, they can go and purchase directly from the website. So 100% go to him. So we have one more question.
Hi, thank you guys for being here.
No problem.
So there's a saying we all know, comparison is the thief of joy. So I wanted to know, have you ever compared yourself to anybody in the industry? And if so, when did you stop comparing yourself to?
I never compared. I've been compared to people, but I never said my brother was the person who was my role model. So I always wanted to impress him. That was my person. But I've been told I sound like 8 Ball.
Awesome, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Diva J. Listen, this is a blast from the past, but I'm looking forward to many more things working with you, and how the plug can get plugged in with Diva J.
Well, you guys know, first of all, I want to big up my TV station, Island Rhythms TV. Big up yourself. We will be streaming soon, so we were on Roku, but we are working out the contracts. We will be streaming soon everywhere, but for now, follow us on our social media pages. And we don't spell it wrong, it's spelled RIDDIMS TV. That's how you can stay in the know.
Awesome.
Oh, I was just told by the man that Roku is back up. You can find me on Roku. Yes, God.
Congratulations. So that's it for the podcast. Any last words before we open up the floor for an open mic session?
Appreciate y'all. Just stay true to yourself, stay true to your music, and keep your eye focused on your goals.
Thank you so much for your wisdom and information you shared with us today.
Yooda is on a cruise leaving from Miami from January 2nd to January 3rd. We will be departing from the port of Miami. He will be performing, and we have several comedians on that boat with us as well. Calamar White, who does the OCD, you know, the guy that goes in. He's gonna be there. We have R&B Bingo, and we are going to the Bahamas private island Celebration Key, which is just opened up this year, so brand new. We're talking cabanas and pools and just beautiful. So he'll be on that cruise. You can find a link on Facebook, on Instagram, if you follow him. And do me a favor, if you are in the building tonight, show Yooda some love by following him, please.
Yeah, follow, let's link, follow, take pictures, let's post, let's do all that good stuff. You know, we all here to network, let's get to know each other.
Yes. Thank you. Can you hit us?